I apparently spoiled my friend's son and turned him against her.
Well, why'd you do that?
I, 31 female, am a single woman who lives alone and doesn't intend on having children of my own. How dare you live your own life?
And just in case we're not clear, he was still kidding.
I'm not wealthy. Boo. But I make enough to very comfortably support myself. I work from home and have a flexible schedule, so I have a lot of time to live how I want. By the way, this comes from user TA Friends Kid Problems. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we're going to read this story and give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we know. Tell us what you know in the comments. And OP says, I have a complicated friendship with Emma, 27 female, because I love her, but she frustrates me. Emma is a single mom of 2 children, Caleb, 7 male, and Grace, 4 female. Grace has had serious lung problems since birth and contracted RSV in October and has been hospitalized since. It's been a horrible time, and she is finally more stable now, but still not well. Early into Grace's hospitalization, Emma asked me to take Caleb. Emma lives with her parents, who were not willing to watch him full-time, so I happily took him in temporarily and converted my den into a room for him. He's a sweet kid who's been through a lot, and I'm happy to give him some quiet space. I've never taken care of a child long-term before, and my life was not set up for kids, but he has adjusted well. I love cooking and collecting special ingredients to use and try in new recipes, and Caleb just rolled with it. I grow microgreens at home, and he's loved watching the process and incorporating them into his food. He hasn't liked everything, but he's always willing to try. I like pour painting, and we've been having craft nights where he gets to experiment with his own canvases, which he's enjoyed. We also take trips to museums and shows.
Museums. He had to pause because he knew it was coming. You know, this was your hill because
You really didn't
I paused
say it that
because
time
in my
anyway.
head I was like, I'm gonna say it the right way, and then I said it my way.
Not as much though. That was tamer.
This belongs in a museum.
And I like how you were like on that hill that Indiana
pull up
Jones
the
said
clip,
that,
roll the clip.
and you were so wrong.
I really thought that's how he said it. I really did.
At least you did immediately admit defeat after. And
Instantaneously, I was defeated. I said, oh no, oh God, he doesn't say that at all. Okay. I've kept up my regular life, and luckily he was thrilled to come along. I would have struggled to come up with a more kid-specific lifestyle. Emma usually only calls weekly and sees him maybe once or twice a month, which bothers me, but the Grace situation must be draining, so I try not to hold against her. But it does mean that Emma really has no idea what we do day to day. That's crazy. Once every couple weeks check-in is pretty insane.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yesterday was Christmas, and he was going home to visit his mom. I sent him with his gifts, which were shoes and books, and also gifts for his mom and sister. His grandma dropped him off last night and didn't really say much to me, which was weird. Caleb looked sad and didn't want to talk about it, so I let it be, and we watched a movie before bed. Late that night, I got a call from Emma crying at me for ruining her relationship with her son. I guess it didn't go super well, and she feels that Caleb is now spoiled because of me, and that what she can provide is no longer good enough for him. He wants to make kimchi with her. He wants to get a cat. He doesn't want the mac and cheese his mom made for him. When Emma gave him a new coloring book, he told her about the paintings instead and asked her to get the supplies so they could do it together while he went back home. He asked why she never takes him to museums.
You did it.
You said it normally.
You said it normally. Was that so hard?
I hate all of you. I was so thrown off by the screaming that I yelled back and told her I wasn't going to downgrade my life to suit her expectations, and she hung up on me. I feel guilty now. I really hadn't considered how I could be affecting Caleb's tastes long term, but I think she should have thought about that herself. She knows how I live. Am I the a-hole here?
I like that her son came back and was like, Mama, I'd really like to paint with you. And she goes, I can't believe you'd put my son onto something like that. I can't believe you do that together. And he's like, I wanted to do it with you, Mom.
So you just were too fun and cool. And you needed
taking care of their son.
For months, it sounds like.
Well, you barely checked in or like even called.
And I get it. There's a lot going on. Is he really spoiled? Because look, I'll tell you right now. A very average, poorly seasoned mac and cheese, one of the worst things you could ever put in front of me. I hate it. Now, really good mac and cheese.
No matter what, I just love mac and cheese.
But you know the ones I'm talking about. The mac and cheese that just tastes like air. And it looks, the visual appeal
I need brand name.
of the mac and cheese can be so
I know
good.
what you're talking about.
You know that you've had this experience.
Well, I'm not like the biggest mac and cheese enjoyer, but I know what you're talking about. Where it looks like it looks like a brick.
It
just
looks
like
it looks really good. And then you bite into it, and it's the most bland, tasteless mac and cheese you've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh, I want mac and cheese now.
Anyway, I wouldn't say you're the a-hole.
Hey, Riley, can you order mac and cheese for everyone?
Yes, Riley, order us all mac and cheese, please, please, please,
Riley,
please,
mac
please,
and
please,
cheese.
please, Creole mac and cheese, Creole
Riley.
mac and cheese,
Why?
please,
Mac
please,
and cheese, Riley.
Because we want mac and cheese, please.
It's
Mac
for
and
an
cheese for the
experiment.
stream. It's for the stream.
We need to test out how this person feels about mac and cheese.
Yes.
Where would I get said so mac and cheese? KFC?
Literally anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere.
Literally anywhere. Even
Yeah,
grocery
yeah,
store.
yeah.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, mac and cheese,
Mac and
please,
cheese,
dad,
mac and
please,
cheese,
dad,
mac and
please,
cheese,
dad,
mac and cheese, mac and
please.
cheese.
All right, I'll look into it, kids.
Yay!
No way. Yeah, oh my God, yay.
You're the coolest dad.
Comment 1, not the a-hole. The kid is 7. She only saw him a couple times a month. She basically abandoned the poor thing. How far apart are y'all that she wasn't seeing her son? Opie says her parents' house is 10 minutes from me, but the children's hospital is in a neighboring state about 90 minutes away. A reply says 90 minutes away is not that far, especially if you're a good parent, and that's the distance between you and your small child. Let's pump the brakes, people, because she's in the hospital with her daughter who was in critical condition for a lot of this, I assume. And yeah, it's like 90 minutes away is actually like basically from here to the moon. If it's like, yeah, your daughter's vitals are crashing, you might as well be on a different solar system.
Yeah, I did forget about that. But didn't she also like barely call?
Yeah, the not calling like close to daily is crazy to me.
Yeah, that one's what got me more so.
And there is an update. So, 58.
Where did you get
560. Shut up. It's because I don't have mac and cheese. 58 days later. This isn't the happiest update, but not the worst either. It's also incomplete, but enough people asked me for an update that I felt I owed it to you guys. Emma has disappeared.
What?
Well,
Where'd she go?
congratulations on your new son.
She became a magician's assistant.
Were they playing hide and seek?
They disappeared her.
Oh my God, barbecue pulled pork mac and cheese.
Buffalo
Shut up.
chicken mac and cheese
Shut-
from Wawa.
Oh.
Riley, can we get buffalo chicken mac and cheese from Wawa?
Oh.
Can you just ship it across the country, Riley?
Oh.
Riley's not in the room anymore.
Okay. I have not heard from her since the phone call, and she stopped showing up to the hospital around the first week of January. Grace has been released from the hospital into the care of Emma's parents. She is still very weak and lethargic, but she's recovering as well as she can. I bring Caleb to his grandparents to see her several times a week, and it's just so wonderful to see how happy they are to see each other. I can barely hold in the tears. This has been so difficult for both of them, and I love that they have each other. There's been a never-ending series of meetings, visits, and phone calls with CPS, boards, and family lawyers these past 2 weeks, which has been a lot. Yeah, no, Emma just disappeared entirely from everyone's life. That's a little cray-cray.
Yeah, I'm wondering too if that means that Grace is moving in with you and Caleb, or if they'll both move in with the grandparents.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if they are like so good together and there for each other, you'd
Yeah.
think maybe you'd put them back together.
Yeah. Anyway, there are complications to Caleb being placed with me that I had not considered before, and almost resulted in him being placed with his paternal grandparents, but ultimately it was decided it was best for Caleb to stay where he was, in his same school and near his sister. Barring any major complications, I will officially be granted temporary custody early next week and very likely guardianship this summer. Grace will remain with her grandparents for at least the time being, but me taking her once she's stronger has been suggested. It's uncertain if or when this could happen, but it's a possibility. It would be the best for them to be together. And by the way, it would be the best for all of us if you listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. I hope that Emma's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she's doing better now that she's left the hospital.
No, that's Grace.
Oh, you're so right.
Emma's status is fully unknown.
She's MIA or
MIA.
MIA.
Yeah, no, but she's gone.
Yeah, we don't know where she went. She's
Yeah,
gone, girl.
that's crazy. But hey, OP, you've got a kid. Maybe two.
I'm not gonna say I understand Emma's situation or dilemma, but like, you know, she's like drowning in like just so much stress and like everything going on. It finally, the ship sunk. She just couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but yeah, no. I hope you guys can find her.
Single mom, clearly had some sort of complex about like, now my kid is spoiled. You ruined my kid. I'm not good enough for my own kid.
I hope they can find her.
I hope they find her, and I hope they find her well.
Hope they find her and get her some help.
She just went to Vegas, guys. She just went to Vegas to put it all on 17 Black.
Roll it again.
Let it ride.
Let it ride.
Let it ride. I just saw a German version of that video today. It was hilarious. Sorry, everybody. Me and Keon were just having a conversation there. Let's finish this story. Emma's social media is still active. We can see her opening our messages, but we don't know where she is or who she's with. I just hope she stays alive. I don't think I could ever forgive her for this, but her children still need her to be okay. Caleb is turning 8 at the end of the month. He wants to go ice skating. I've never gone myself, but I'm so excited to make a fool of myself with him. I just want to give him the best birthday I can. He deserves so much. If anyone has any cool ideas, I'd love to hear them. I don't see myself returning here, so that's the best ending I have for you. And there are some comments here. Comment number 1. Maybe look into hiring a private investigator, which is expensive, but worth it in this case to track down Emma. For 2 reasons. To make sure she's safe, and she owes you guys child support. OP says she's disappeared once before when Caleb was a toddler. She left him with her parents for about 6 months.
Jeez.
And that first indicator wasn't like, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on? I've thought about going out to look for her myself to make sure she's okay. Trying to track her down for money is a waste of time, to be realistic. I do want to find her, though. A reply says, does she feel bad for failing as a mother? I would guess yeah.
I would think that's maybe why she ran.
Yeah.
Maybe that and some probably crazy medical bills.
Yeah, there's something going on, yeah. Ooh, that's actually such a good point.
Yeah, she probably got hefty medical bills.
Because Caleb is doing better with you than with her, and Grace is so sick, did she have a complete mental breakdown and is in need of desperate help? I would also say yes, probably.
Yeah.
I know you're mad at her, but if she improves, would you allow a relationship between her and her children? I don't know. I'm not too hopeful, but it's just a what if. OP's like, absolutely yes. Yeah, 100%. Reunification is still the long-term goal. I know there are people reading this who will disagree, but it hasn't been long enough to assume she won't come back. I'm positive she will.
I am just a little worried since she did this to Caleb once before. Caleb might continue to feel abandoned over and over again. Maybe we start Caleb in some therapy now. I mean, he probably doesn't remember the toddler one, but...
Yeah, I would hope not.
But maybe we put him in some therapy for that one.
I'm guessing we're going to get a third strike.
And she might do it again.
She going to come back, she going to disappear. She going to come back, she going to disappear.
I mean, hey, maybe she'll come back and you guys get her some really good help and then she won't disappear. And that should be great. It should be there for them, for Caleb and Grace.
I know this situation is messed up. I know everything I wrote about her runs counter to this, but I know she loves her children. I'm not saying that alone makes her a good parent, but I know she does. She wasn't well the first time she dumped Caleb. I know she isn't well now, and I don't want to see her punished, not by me or her parents or legally. Punishment will serve no one here. I'm not going to be able to get past it. We're never going out for drinks again or texting dumb memes to each other. We are not going to be friends. But I'll support her in any way I can if it means the children being with their parent. And that is the end of that story.
Whew.
Yes, you are a selfless champion.
You're a good person.
We applaud you.
Yeah, you're a good person, OP.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I hope ice skating's fun.
Champion of the ice. Champion of the selfless.
My friend had a ice skating birthday party. She broke her hand. So I hope it goes better than
Wow.
that.
Did anyone give
Way
her a
to
hand?
ruin that.
My friend took me to court just because I cut my hair before her wedding.
Your Honor, that cut is illegal.
For my friend's 3-day wedding, I had to buy 3 different dresses, including alterations and specific shoes, which totaled over $700. She also wanted specific hairstyles for each day. Unfortunately, starting in March, my hair started to deteriorate. Due to health reasons, my hair was falling out in chunks, and in May, I made the difficult decision to cut my hair. I told the bride about my decision 2 weeks before the wedding, and she didn't say anything bad. By the way, this comes from Own Ingenuity 8648, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, the following week, she came over to my house, and when she was about to leave, she brought up that she was concerned about my haircut. And I told her it would look good even though I wouldn't be uniform with the other bridesmaids. The following day, I received this message. After our recent conversations, I'd like to remind you of my boundaries.
Those aren't boundaries, those are demands.
I've been very accommodating and graceful, but I can't allow you to disrespect me. As you know, my wedding has been something I've dreamt of for many years. Husband and I have invested a lot of money into the video and photos of this day, and as we reflect on this day and further, we want to see our vision reflected in the memories. Since I asked each of you to be bridesmaids in 2019, I've been very clearly and very communicative in my request. The timing of your decision to cut your hair and not income in advance is very upsetting to me. I would have felt respected if you had communicated with me more than a week prior to the wedding, so we could have worked together to find a collaborative solution. Your inconsistencies have concerned me, and while I sympathize with your health concerns, I'm not willing to compromise my vision to accommodate you or anyone else when you have informed me in advance and we could have found a better solution. Since this is something you can no longer fully commit to, I need you to please step down from participating in my wedding. This was 3 days before the wedding.
Yeah, I'm gonna crash that wedding. I don't care. It's not like I'm like, oh, I saw Mad Max. I wanted to try out Charlize Theron's cut. I'm sick. This is crazy. I'm going to ruin your wedding on purpose. I'm doing that now.
This was 3 days before the wedding. I immediately sent her and her husband an invoice asking them to reimburse for the dresses and shoes, keeping in mind that one of the dresses is still in her possession, even though I paid for it. Neither of them replied, and so I decided to take it to court. I was told I was inconsistent and selfish after I spent the past 2 weeks helping her plan the wedding shower. I worked with another bridesmaid to surprise her with a bridal shower after our bachelorette trip had to be canceled. I spent hours helping her out with the wedding details. When she asked me to help her tone up before the wedding, I sent her a personalized workout program and even went with her to the gym to show her the ropes. When I agreed to be her bridesmaid, I was more than willing to oblige with what she asked, even if at times it was a lot of time and money. So, am I the a-hole for taking her to court because she punted me out for cutting my hair?
No, but you're definitely not doing yourself any favors because I can't see the court case really panning out for either of you. The court's just going to be like, well, I don't know. You guys are adults. Figure this out.
Well, it's probably small claims.
You know? But it's like, yeah, small claims that what?
To get the 700.
Okay, sure. Is it lame that she uninvited you? Yeah. Did she have like a dress code stipulation or whatever for your hair? Yes. Is it lame that she's being annoying about it because you cut your hair because you have a medical issue? Yes. Is there legally like an avenue for us to say like she owes you $700? I don't know. I don't think so. It doesn't sound like it to me. Your friend sucks. And again, I would try to mess with her wedding because I don't care at this point.
I think she actually probably could have a case in small claims.
I think the fact that she cut her hair would negate that. Because it's like, yeah, is it unfair and lame and not very understanding of her? 100%. But if it's like, yeah, we had all agreed we would have the same hairstyle, I don't feel like you're going to win that. Because it's not fair. It's not fair. And your friend's being rude and mean. And extra isn't the word. Just like the snobby, snooty corporateness of that message is just like, just have a conversation with me. This is weird.
Well, let's find out. This has been a long time coming. I've had a lot of people reach out to me asking what the results of the case have been. Unfortunately, I could no longer post comments on my previous post as well. I figured I would wait until everything was done to update everyone all at once. In December 2021, I got the notification that a court date had been set for February 7th, 2022. It would be virtual, and since it's small claims, we would represent ourselves. I began gathering my evidence and created a virtual file, which I shared with the court and her 7 days before the hearing. On the day, she did show up. We were given the chance to settle, but that was unsuccessful. When we returned to the hearing, I found out she had also made a virtual file with her evidence, but she never shared it with me. The court then made her share it, and what a surprise I had. She had copied my entire format for presenting evidence. Keep in mind that this is a format I created. She didn't even have the decency or brain cells to make something up herself. The hearing proceeded, and we were both given a chance to share our side. I won't go into the details of it, but it took probably 10 to 15 minutes. In my state, they do not give you the verdict right away, and it can take up to 90 days.
Wow, slow justice.
And by the way, you can listen to over 90 days worths of episodes with stories just like this. Go Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. And let's hear this outcome.
Yeah, I hope you get something.
Yeah.
Christy Cameron made a good point. It's like she cut her hair due to the illness, so that might play a part in it.
Yeah, I feel like because it was kind of like, well, what did you want me to do? My hair was falling out in chunks. It was kind of like against my will, that's why maybe she could have somewhere to stand on. Do I think it might end up being like more, well, they're not paying lawyers, so
the lawyer
actually,
Princess points out that, the friend is holding OP's dress hostage, which I did not realize.
Oh, right, because friend still has dress.
Yeah,
she technically
I
either
thought
have
you
to give
had
the dress.
all the dress. I thought you were just trying to get the cost of the stuff back.
She either has to give the dress or give her money back.
Yeah,
That's probably what
give
she's
me
going
that.
for.
Give me that.
Yeah, I think she's got a pretty good case. Also, Nijuko Bay says, and she could just wear a wig in whatever style. If the
Right.
friend wanted it that bad, the friend could have been like, what if I got you like extensions or something? Well, that would still ruin the hair.
Yeah, there's so many better ways to deal with this than like that weird corporate, like, I'm uninviting you from my wedding because of the actions you decided to take. It's crazy.
But let's see what happened. And so I waited and waited and waited and waited. Then yesterday, May 5th, almost 90 days after, I got a verdict. I won.
Yay!
Woo. She has been ordered to pay me the total of $808.94 for the dresses and shoes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Don't hire me as your lawyer.
I have to return 2 of the dresses and shoes that I have to her, and the verdict goes into effect May 30th. I don't see her appealing it, or fingers crossed she doesn't. All in all, I am very happy with the outcome and so ready to close this chapter. Thank you to everyone who has been so invested in this with me. I hope this was some season finale you were looking forward to. P.S. My hair and health are doing much better. My 3 bald spots are growing again, and I couldn't be happier. That's the end of that. That makes me wonder, I saw a lot of people in the comments being like, is your hair falling out from the stress of dealing with this girl's crazy wedding demands?
Could have been. Did this have more updates to it?
No, that was it.
Okay.
She probably couldn't say much more if it was like a legal case.
Okay. Maybe that was different. I don't know. The people who were saying this was the same were saying there was a different ending. So, that like someone tried to sue for more.
Maybe it was the other girl's POV.
Maybe it was. Who knows?
But yeah, I mean, she probably was just like, I don't want to give the dress back. So this girl was like, I'll give the dress back, but you owe me money.
Why can't we all just decide that we pick one place in town where the wedding happens for everybody? Everyone gets married on the same day.
On the same day?
Yeah, everyone gets married on the same day, and it's like a line you stand in.
Why can't we
know.
just, maybe like a courthouse, you mean?
Sort of like that, yeah.
Yeah. Why can't we just accept and love our friends coming and being in our wedding no matter what they look like?
Yeah,
Or-
where do we get the audacity, At the Audacity store?
Yeah.
But let's get this story ready.
I took the apartment next door to my friend's old place, and she hated it.
We could be neighbors.
Hello, world. I, 27 female, signed a lease this week for a new apartment that I'll be living in with my sister, 25 female, in the town we grew up in. Our mom passed away a bit unexpectedly a little over a month ago. and we felt it was important to move into a new space and one that's closer to home. It's a shorter commute for both of us, and the best we could find in the area given our budget. By the way, this comes from user KitchenReasonable776. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to read this story and give advice. It might be goofy, it might be wrong. We don't know everything. But you can tell us what you know down in the comments. And OP says, the apartment is next door to the apartment my friend, 27 female, lived in last year with her now ex-boyfriend. She hasn't lived there since they broke up last spring, and the ex-boyfriend no longer lives there either. The breakup was very tough for her, and she's had a difficult time with it in general. I texted her after my sister and I viewed the apartment to give her the heads up that we liked it and were planning to put an application in. I told her I was sorry for the unfortunate circumstances, and I knew that this would not be easy for her. She says I betrayed her. I chose the apartment over our friendship, and I'm not taking her trauma seriously. I'm sorry, what's going on here?
Wait, TLDR?
TLDR, you're moving into an apartment next to the apartment she used to live in with this guy, and now she's saying you're an unforgivable monster for that?
Right, it's not the same building.
I think it might be the same building.
Okay, different unit.
It's not the same unit. It's not, I'm sorry.
And also, he's not living there.
Right, he's not there anymore. Look, I get it. Trauma, right? Your trauma is no one else's problem but your own. You can't say that OP moving close to the apartment complex where you had a bad time with this guy
because
is
their
on them.
Mother just unexpectedly passed away a month ago.
It's like saying anybody who lives there or is going to live there or in the past has lived there, they suck.
Yeah, like, it's not like OP's
What?
like, and you have to come over to the apartment and hang out with me every single day and just sit with all of that. Like,
Yeah.
she's not even being like, you need to come over. Like, I don't know. Maybe don't expect that, but
Yeah.
don't expect
I don't
her
know.
to, like, want to be like, yeah, let's throw a party at your place.
I am truthfully shocked that she would come at me so hard when she knows what a difficult time I'm having with my mom's passing. She was upset that I described the situation as not easy, saying that it invalidates her feelings. This is the kind of person who, and I'm, I don't know these people. I don't even know this person's real name, but it feels like they have made their trauma like their identity. And if you don't play into it the same way that they do, it's like the kind of person who'd be like, you're committing violence against me because you disagree with me. You know what I mean? That's what my gut's saying right now. I told her that I have to go to the house my mom raised me in, drive past her funeral home, and visit her grave every week, and that I know what it means to do things that aren't easy. She said the loss of my mom wasn't a choice, and that me signing for this apartment is. She's upset that I'm unwilling to put her first.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm
nothing to do with you here, dude.
Yeah, and I am going to actually put myself and my sister before you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say to that text? Oh, you're not putting me first. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put you last. And actually, don't text me ever again.
Put me first right now, because my mom just passed away, and I'm going through that.
Get some help, but don't talk to me anymore because obviously we cannot be friends.
Girl, if our trauma's still hitting us this hard, we should hopefully still be in some heavy therapy. Because yikes.
Yikes on bikes. I think in my friend's eyes, her breakup and my loss are both traumas that need to be considered equal. I truthfully can't believe the utter disregard she has for my circumstances.
I'm also confused on if it was like they literally just lived there together and broke up, or if like something actually like really bad happened.
It's kind of ambiguous where it's like, yeah, maybe there was something acute that happened. Maybe there's something bad.
Because if it's literally just like, yeah, I lived there and then I broke up with this guy one day.
So she knows why my sister and I wanted to move. I understand her being upset about this. I really do know that the first few visits might not be easy for her, and I told her that I'm sorry for that. I've had a really difficult time keeping it together the last few weeks with my mom and this whole drama, and it has me in a pretty bad place. I told her the lease has been signed, and she's obviously not happy. I think she wanted a chance to talk me out of it, which wasn't going to happen either way. Am I the a-hole?
No.
Now, if you were moving in with her ex-boyfriend, yeah, you're the a-hole. If you were moving next door to her boyfriend, yeah, maybe a little bit, sure. I mean, but at the end of the day,
that's so
you still can't
circumstantial.
control what works best for you in your budget and your life. It just happens to be at the apartment complex where she used to live with this guy. That shouldn't mean that you now have to change your entire plan because of your friend's trauma who does not live there.
Even if the boyfriend still lived there and not in the same unit, I still don't think you'd be the a-hole because she doesn't have to come to your apartment.
Right. I just mean it'd be more understanding of like, oh, like that's, yeah, of course she's upset.
I
Of
still
course
don't
she's
even think
upset.
so because I'd still be like, hey, this was what we could afford because I just had to move out because my mom just passed away.
No, I get you. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that she's like justified. I just mean like, oh, yeah, it would.
No,
I would be like, no way, you're moving there. Oh my God, we're gonna see him every time I'm there. That's but that's not what's going on.
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from. I just have
Yeah,
a
you're
different.
still
I'm
not
on a different
still not
page.
the a-hole. I can't believe anyone is so entitled that they would be like, I actually get to decide where you live, and I don't live with you. It's crazy. OP's got some comments, some clarifications. My new place is the house next door to her old house, not the same building. I know my friend and her ex well, and to my knowledge, no mistreatment took place.
That's even crazier then.
Your friend needs to shut up so hard. She's comparing her breakup with the loss of your mother. I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm done with her.
Yeah, I don't think this is really your friend.
Yeah, sometimes all it takes is one sentence. That would have been mine. Update. Thank you all for the feedback. I was beginning to feel like I was going crazy, and it was comforting to see people having a similar reaction to my own. Many of you told me that this girl is not a true friend, and I've reached a point where I agree. After asking for time to think before meeting up, we finally did. In the time between me telling her about my new place and me moving in, she found a new apartment that is 2 blocks away from my new street. She told me she felt invalidated and uncared for because I didn't sit down and have a conversation with her in person when I initially decided to tour the apartment. That I am reactivating her trauma, that I am being a surface level friend, etc., etc. I hate this lady.
So ironic.
It's always the people who weaponize like therapy talk that are the most intolerable.
Sorry that I didn't tell you I was moving.
Like, what?
Yeah, you reactivated my trauma.
Yeah, no, girly pop, you have some wildly unhealed trauma that you're pushing onto someone else who's dealing with a ginormous loss right now.
That's right. And by the way, there's a ginormous number of full episodes with stories just like this that you can listen to on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to over 3, probably close to 4, if not more, months worth of stories. That's a whole lot. A whole lotta. We are coming up on the end of the story.
You need a new friend.
Yeah, let's leave this friend in the past. She's like, you're reactivating my trauma.
That's insane.
I go, oh,
yeah.
that's great. Then never talk to me again, and let's see each other never.
I'll make this really easy for you and I'll walk away so that I don't keep activating your
I
trauma.
don't know. That's crazy where this type of person can dictate where anybody can go because of where she was or where the traumatic spot was with her boyfriend.
Yeah, wait. Jazzy just pointed out this person is like, you reactivated my trauma, but then she moved 2 blocks away from the old house. So what are we talking about? What's going on here?
She's like, oh, you see that street over there? Can't walk. If you walk down that street, you reactivate my trauma. You see that area, that city? You moved there, but I'm right there too. You reactivated my trauma. That's crazy.
Anyway, I told her I felt very disappointed by her unwillingness to show me any grace or understanding given the fact that I am, I don't know, drowning in grief, and that I'm not sure that I'm in a place right now where I can still be friends with her. She said she felt very blindsided and that she expected the conversation to go differently.
What way? Oh, did she expect you to be like, you know what? You're right. You're so right. I
gonna
will
break
move
my
away
lease.
from this. I will move somewhere else across the city just because, you know what? I'm making you feel bad.
And then she's going to be like, but I actually had a boyfriend that lived on that side of town too.
Yeah.
I don't think you're not a good friend.
Of course she got blindsided by it. She has zero awareness whatsoever. I do feel badly, and it breaks my heart, but at the same time, I truly don't know how to continue this friendship after she treated me the way she did, and especially after some of the things she has said to me. And there are some comments here from OP. Professional Gas asks, did she expect an apology? OP says yes. And I got the sense that she didn't plan on apologizing for anything herself until I made it clear that this was something that would end our friendship. Dragon Sea Fruit says, did she apologize? OP says, only after I said I didn't think I could continue on with our friendship. It didn't feel very sincere. And that is the end of that story.
Yikes. You dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I don't want you as my friend if you consider your breakup with your, I don't know, it sounds like not even like the problematic ex. If you break up with him and that's the same as my mom passed away and I have to move closer to home, you're insane.
It's like, my boyfriend's from the state of Idaho. Everyone in Idaho reactivates my trauma. I hate Idaho.
Yeah.
What?
We've all had
I knew someone
moments.
that was like that, actually.
That's insane.
I knew someone that was like that. They had a lot of problems with a lot of things.
We've all experienced that moment with a person where it's like, oh, now I'm completely over this. I'm fully done with you. And all it took was that one sentence that came out of your mouth. I had a neighbor in Albuquerque. It was cool. Then just like full-blown slurage.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, wow, not cool at all.
Yeah, that'll
actually.
do it.
Not cool at all. God, there's another one. I'm missing one.
They went and told off a waitress after they were super, like, our whole table had so many dietary restrictions, and she tried so hard and she was so friendly, and it was a place that I frequented.
Yeah.
And he went up at the end, and I thought he was going to be like, I walked up to also thank her.
Yeah.
And I'm like standing behind him, and I'm like, oh, like, nice. Yeah, like, we'll go up and say, like, hi. Like, I see this waitress all the time. And he just starts digging into her, and I went, No.
We were doing. You're standing behind him like,
no.
Stop.
I think I walked outside, waited for him to finish. We all talked as a group. They all went home, and I ran back in, and I was like, I'm so sorry. You did so good. Did he tip you?
Job.
If not, I will tip you.
I'm so sorry. I had one with somebody. We were supposed to do a trivia night. They decided to make it absolutely abysmal for everyone else because they were like, well, I was here early. Nobody else got here on time. And then the whole night, they just tried to make it just a little worse for everyone else around them. And I said, I'm done with that person forever.
He did it.
No way. We got mac and cheese? Yes!
Thank you, Riley.
And then we got another story.
My best friend secretly hid our missing friend for years.
They were just really small in their pocket. That's where they kept them.
My 32 male twin sister and I were in the same large friend group all throughout high school, and we all stayed friends when we went into college. We would meet up every break or just go to each other's colleges. We remained friends after college and to this day. By the way, this comes from Zealous Ideal Fun 3942. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, about 2 years after we graduated, one of our friends, Matt, who was my sister's closest friend, moved to Montana because he wanted to live on a farm or something. It was very sudden and unclear, very unlike him, so we all figured it was a matter of time before he came back. He came back twice to meet up with us, and then suddenly stopped answering everyone's calls and messages. It literally felt like he fell off the face of the earth. My sister was hurt. She felt like it was something she did or said, but the rest of the group all stayed friends. Matt eventually became an old party joke. Anyways, last week, a day before we were planning on meeting up with everyone for a Purim get-together, I got a Facebook message from Matt. He said that he wanted to reconnect with the group after all this time. He went no contact 8 years ago because he wanted to start over. About 9 months after moving there, he called another guy in our group, Steve, who's my best friend and was the best man at my wedding, to catch up and found out how pissed everyone was. and then felt awkward returning to the group. He said he stayed in contact with Steve this whole time and received updates on us, but Steve kept telling him we all hated him and wouldn't want to hear from him. Steve has always been the most outspoken about hating Matt and always gets very uncomfortable when he gets brought up. He said he just had his first kid and wanted him to meet our kids. And Steve told him not to do that, and they got into a fight. So Matt messaged me to see if I was still willing to talk to him. He said he would have reached out to my sister, but Steve made it sound like he was passed away to her. I was shocked. Eventually, my sister and I responded to him, saying that we'd love to catch up, and that it wasn't true. None of us hated him. This is crazy.
I don't understand why people just jump straight to the hate when there's so much in between that.
But also, only Matt hated him.
Yeah.
He just lied about it.
I don't know, man. I guess maybe when someone says this, you just go, yes, you're right. I do. You discovered the truth all along. I do. I hate you.
The Purim party was at my sister's house, and she confronted Steve about 20 minutes into the party. Steve just denied and denied, and I don't think he knew how much we knew. He left the party and stayed silent for a week. My sister talked to Matt on the phone and said it was a really nice and healing call, and she really wants to meet up with him again. Last night, Steve messaged me and asked if we could meet up for lunch. He wants to explain himself to me. He said he doesn't mind if he's not in the group anymore, but he doesn't think we should just invite Matt back with open arms. He said I'm his best friend and the only one he doesn't want to lose. I really don't want to lose him either. He's my guy. I do kind of just want to know why. Like, what was the point of lying this whole time to everyone? To have Matt all to himself? I don't know. It's so unlike him. But everyone's so ready to just forgive him. I don't, so does that make me an a-hole? And we have an update.
I don't think it makes you an a-hole kind of not wanting to deal with this situation. It's an annoying situation. I mean, that was the question, right?
Would I be the a-hole if I don't want to forgive Steve for hiding Matt the whole time?
I mean, this is a really weird situation. If you're going to be mad at Steve, then you got to be mad at Matt. 'Cause Matt was the one hiding. Steve's just the one facilitating it.
Yeah.
So you can't really be only mad at one of them. You'd have to be mad at both. So I recommend you don't be mad at either of them and then just try to move on with your life and continue, you know?
Yeah. Update. I posted here about 2 weeks ago, and I wanted to give an update to those who saw the original post because I think this has a pretty happy ending. So in my last post, I talked about how my best friend Steve had been lying to us for years about our estranged friend Matt, who went off the grid. Apparently, the two had kept in touch, and Steve kept telling Matt not to contact us. Matt is also my sister's best friend since childhood. My sister was so angry at Steve, and so was the rest of the group. But he reached out to me and asked to grab lunch, and I just couldn't say no. We went out last weekend, and he told me a lot of things I didn't expect. I had told myself I wouldn't believe any BS stories about how he was just trying to do the right thing. I just couldn't understand why he did it. He's such a reasonable, down-to-earth guy. But Matt was telling us he's such an awful liar and stuff, and I just got swept up in my shock. Steve said Matt called him the first time having some sort of mental health crisis, and continued calling him every few weeks since then, typically when he was in a crisis. Matt was never really mentally ill when we knew him, but he was always kind of impulsive and wild. Anyways, Steve showed me proof that he's been paying a therapist to do home visits for Matt for years. He said he's been doing better the past 2 years. He's held down a job, met a girl, had a kid. He said that all those years ago, he was worried about my sister finding out about it, and he wanted to tell me, but he didn't want to make it a weird dynamic. That's why he told Matt not to reach out to us, and he didn't know how or if he should tell us now that he's doing better. He said he doesn't think Matt's lying about him, because in his episodes, he probably did feel like Steve was forbidding him from reaching out to us. I trust him. I mean, for a while, the news made me feel like I didn't know who he was, but this talk made me remember who he is, and I truly care about him. I believe Matt is doing better, and I'm happy for him and my sister to be back in touch. My sister didn't want to believe this, but Matt did come clean after she asked. He also revealed that the real fight, and the reason that he cut off Steve, was that Steve asked him to pay half for his therapist now that he has a job, which Steve didn't even tell me. The two of them talked, and they're good now, and Matt's actually going to pay for it fully. And by the way, you guys don't have to pay to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Is it just me, or is this like a really weirdly intense circle of friends?
Yeah.
You know, like, I can't think of any dramas I've had with any of my friends that come close to, like, one was secretly off-grid, but not really, for 8 years. And they were
Right.
also, like, my sister's best friend. And now they're also beefing with each other, but they're not.
Well, they're besties again. Now.
Listen.
Or they're
I don't know.
rekindling.
This is what the Steve we're talking about here, okay?
He's just been in the Minecraft world.
I can't even comprehend staying in this circle of friends. This is too much. You guys are silly. That's what you guys are silly guys.
It's not even petty, though. 'Cause it's a weird situation of, like, off-grid friend who was going through it, so he was trying to just help him get better.
But, like,
then
was
it's been
he?
8 years. He's paying for therapists.
But it was
to
like
go
he
to
was
his
going
house.
through it, but then like it was all from like a misunderstanding about something.
What?
Wasn't it? No, wait. No, I'm mixing up. I don't know.
More
the story has
recently,
melted
there
my
was a
brain.
misunderstanding.
This story has melted my brain.
There's a little bit left. He's going to fly here next month for another member of the group's birthday. All in all, things are better. I'm happy there was minimal drama, and everyone was able to put emotions aside and be adults. And that my sister and I both have our best friends back. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you all for reading. We have some comments. Comment 1. I don't get it.
Okay, thank God.
He was worried about your sister finding out he was helping Matt see a therapist? Why? And he thought that it was better to have her think Matt ghosted her? OP says, I wasn't allowed to explain the full extent, but Matt's mental health issues were very severe, and Steve thought it would be better for him and for us to not have everyone knowing about it. Comment 2 says, Steve made some sweeping decisions throughout Matt's absence. Why couldn't he have simply stated, Matt is going through some mental health challenges right now. For whatever reason, he has decided to maintain contact with me. I'm going to make sure he gets some assistance, and I'll keep you guys updated. Why did it all have to be so secretive? If Steve truly believed your sister was at risk, why keep her and you in the dark? I'm assuming you all don't know everything that's happened, and now Matt's going to visit? Is your sister still at risk? I'm assuming you don't know the full story. I'm assuming Steve has a bit of a savior complex? I don't know about that. Why is everyone in the group just falling into line with what Steve says and wants?
Because he's the leader. He's the group leader. You didn't hear?
He is Steve.
We voted for group leader recently, and Steve came out on top.
OP says he isn't a risk in the same sense of hurting anymore. Steve and I both know my sister, and we know that if he had said that, she wouldn't have taken no for an answer and would want to be involved. And again, he didn't tell me, so I wouldn't have a weird dynamic with my sister. I don't think he has a savior complex, quite the opposite actually. I think he was trying to do the right thing, but didn't really know how and didn't have anyone to go to for advice. Someone replies, it isn't his place to decide for Matt, your sister, you, or anyone else. His actions were highly inappropriate. You are letting him off the hook for infantilizing your sister and denying her basic autonomy.
But wouldn't that be Matt doing that? Because Matt was like, hey, keep this a secret from everyone. That's the part everyone's ignoring. Like, why didn't you just come out and immediately say all that stuff that Matt said he didn't want you to say?
I
'Cause
don't
he was
think Matt
off-grid.
was... Matt went off-grid and no contact for like 6 or so months, but then wanted to come back. And that's when he was starting the mental health episodes, I think. And that's when Steve was like, we're going to get you some help, buddy. And like, let's stay away from the group, is what I took that to be.
Yeah, okay. I don't like any of this. And I think all of you need to be alone.
Commenter 3 says, wow, thank goodness I don't have friends like you. That's the end of that story.
Yeah, I agree, comment 3.
I'm just confused
Thank
still.
God that's not my friend circle. My goodness.
Could you imagine?
No.
Couldn't either.
That's like, I'd be like, oh my God, stop talking to me, is what I would have said.
You're out the friend circle because my head hurt from all that.
Yeah, I am upset. If you talk to me, I'm going to throw up on you.
We had the horse.
Leave me alone.
That's the end of that story. And we've got some comments.
Yeah. These comments are from the video, My Family Wants to Force Me into an Arranged Marriage. And that was posted on October 10th, 2025. TLDR for the third story, OP's mom told her she could never trust her again after OP's dad left the family. Years later, OP moved out after surgery, divorce, and nonstop fights, but now her mom and sister demand she spy on her dad and they get angry when she refuses. OP finally cuts contact, but her family says she abandoned them. Now OP is stuck wondering if she's really the bad guy or if her family just wants someone to blame. If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. But we have some comments from that video.
I mean, that one's back from October, so I don't remember that one.
Yeah, it's an oldie. I mean, I think I remember that.
But we do have some comments here for that video that we were just talking about. Comment number 1 from Steph is back. I think as kids, we hold our parents to such high expectations. But as adults, the veil is lifted and we see the parents as other adults. You start to see their true personalities and flaws. I also had a short falling out with my mother, and it took me distancing myself for her to figure out. If she still wants me in her life, she's going to have to watch how she talks to me. She says whatever is on her mind. If it's respectful or not, she doesn't care. And I was tired of it. I set a boundary, which she wasn't okay with at first, but has grown to accept over time. We now have an okay relationship. I can, however, tell when she wants to say something that may upset me. Thankfully, my rule of think before you speak is being taken into action.
That's good. It is true. If every time someone talks to you, they upset you, the problem lies in one of two places. It lies with your perception or their delivery.
Yep. We have another comment here by Trinity Bernhardt 9944 saying, I feel so bad for OP being stuck between her mom and dad. Her mom is awful. Not often do I hear a story about a cheater and empathize with them, but here, the only time I think she went too far was thinking her sister was being vindictive for getting pregnant. Her feelings are valid, and she was right to go since she was struggling, but I doubt her sister's pregnancy had anything to do with her. They are probably close in age, and late 20s, early 30s is when you try to get pregnant. While I agree, you try to be respectful about your joy when someone else is hurting when they live together. It also isn't fair to say when you can never speak of your pregnancy in your own home because your sister has pain. This is just a tough situation where both need to give grace, and this family does not know how to do that. So, her leaving was definitely the best option. I don't have much hope for the mom improving, but I hope the sister does. In the meantime, low to no contact sounds wise for OP's peace of mind, which I agree with.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah, and we have one final comment here from Lauren McMurdy saying, who is surprised this woman got cheated on? If your daughter has a hysterectomy and you're trying to turn herself into a victim, I'm 100% unsurprised her husband wanted out and cheated instead of thinking her feelings should be considered important enough that he should leave first and not cheat. People do that, and those people suck.
Don't cheat on your partners. Leave them, and then do what you would have done if you were going to cheat on them.
No, but that's not fair. That's
cheating.
not fun.
Order of operations.
People are
If
crazy.
you're over and don't want to date the one person, tell them.
You break up, and then you pursue the next one.
Those are the end of the comments for that and the end of that episode.
Oh! We inhaled at the same time.
So
okay, no, you go.
But that's the end of the stories and the end of the episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you, and
see you tomorrow.
Hey, I know we're all very busy, but I just want to let you know we have more bonus stories you can listen to, so you might want to stay tuned for the next one.
My mother won't stop nagging me to have children, so I hung up on her.
Has she tried putting a ad in the newspaper for you?
Oh, it might work. So my husband and I have been married for around 6 years. We currently have no children because we feel like right now is not the right time. My parents are very eager for grandchildren to the point where they ask me, when are we going to have kids every few months? By the way, this comes from certain ear 3650. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So over the years, I've explained to them that we will have kids when we feel like it's right for us. But they aren't satisfied with this answer. My mother especially asks very personal questions about our spicy sleep life, which I don't answer other than saying we use birth control.
She just wants to know if you're doing it raw.
My mother and I got into an argument over a month ago. Once again, the question of kids came back up, and I said the decision for us to have kids was between my husband and I. She continued to push, saying that maybe I should seek medical help. Eventually, fed up with this conversation, I said that we either change the topic or we hang up. First, she said that she was just trying to help. Just trying to help. that I was already 30 and only had a few more years of peak fertility and reduced risk for miscarriage. That having kids at a young age would mean me being able to keep up with them, which I do agree with. Then she said that it's better to talk to her, otherwise my father would call my husband and ask him, which I said she doesn't need to be the middleman. He should stop hiding behind her and talk to us directly. How relatives are asking her again and again. I said that if they have a problem, direct them to me. I tried to change the topic, but she brought it right back up. I asked her to respect the boundaries, and that was ignored. After more back and forth, I said that since we have nothing else to talk about, I think we should hang up. My mother got angry and said that she is my mother. I couldn't hang up on her. I kept on repeating that we should change the topic, but she wouldn't hear any of it. Finally, I said that I'm hanging up and told her goodbye 3 times as a warning, hoping she would understand that I was serious. I hung up. Click. I made sure this entire interaction to speak in a calm voice, even though I wanted to yell. I am an adult and I expect to be treated as one. Maybe I could have handled the argument better. Was it wrong to hang up on her? I don't know how I could have ended the conversation any other way. I need her to understand that I'm an adult, and while I appreciate her worry, this is not a conversation I want to have with her anymore. She's not responding to calls. I should probably leave her a text. Any advice? Was there something else I should do? There's another update.
What?
Coming up.
What?
But question, Angie,
Yes.
April, James, Ishan, do you think OP is an a-hole for hanging up on their mother after the mother insisted that she have grandbabies right now, whether it be by doing it raw, artificial insemination, surrogacy, or goats?
Get quick answers. Yes or no. I say no.
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 Yeah. I
Final
think
consent.
mama push. She overstepped.
Absolutely.
10
Especially-
toes and
I mean, OP also warned the mom too. being like,
exactly.
I'm gonna
hang up on you
I'm
if you
gonna
keep
hang up
doing
on you.
this.
That seems pretty fair
That's
to me.
what's up.
I think Mama's been seeing her friends post their grandchildren on Facebook too much, and now she's like,
Yeah.
feeling some type of way. But yeah, I don't know.
We do have an update. Brush this under the rug and move on with my life, but I don't think she feels the same. Yesterday, we had a big religious holiday, think Christmas level. I debated whether I should call my mom after the way she had been treating me, but felt it would be rude and not help the situation to not at least wish her a happy holiday. I call her. She picks up, says hello, and before I even have a chance to say hello back, she is talking to someone else in the background. I figured that she was in the middle of the conversation, so I waited. After 30 seconds, she switches to video chat. Here I'm thinking she wants to see me and we can reconcile. She has the camera pointed away from her, showing my little cousins having fun with their new toys and talking to my uncle and aunt. She doesn't talk to me or let anyone know that I'm on the phone, and after 3 minutes, she hangs up.
This is very ominous.
I'm not sure what to do with this. Nothing is going to get fixed if we don't talk. Heck, if she wants me to apologize, which I will not, I can't do so without talking to her. I don't feel angry. I feel hurt. She disrespected my clearly stated boundaries, and now I feel like she is punishing me for standing up for myself. If she calls me in the future, I don't think I will answer the call. I want to text her right now, calling her a petty B for not letting things go, at least for the holiday, but I feel like that would show her how hurt and frustrated I am at her actions. I will continue to talk to my dad and my siblings who still live at home, but there will be no calls to her and no forgiveness. I will not forget this, and I expect a full apology from her for her actions. I'm going full no contact with her, and in June, when another big holiday comes up, I will not be talking to her. There is a mini update. John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And it's only $5 a month. So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
See this post getting more traction, so I thought I'd give a mini update. It's been around 5 months since our fight, and my mother and I still have not talked. She hasn't called me back, and I no longer reach out. I actually feel relieved by this since I didn't realize how much I dreaded talking to my mom. Is she going to ask? Do I have the energy to fight her today? I'm just going to enjoy the peace, and if she does decide to call, I'm not looking for an apology. I'm just going to see if I want to end my new peaceful existence at the moment. My father's keeping his distance, and I don't blame him. He still talks to me if I call, but not for long. I don't have a close relationship with him and don't talk to him often, so it's not that great of a loss. I made a concerted effort not to involve my siblings in this. My sister's in school and should focus on her studies, and my brother is young. We talk often, but I told them to not get involved. There is another update. This is an update. In summary, my mother and I got into an argument about me not having children after 6 years of marriage. After some back and forth, I hung up on her. She is angry that I don't listen to her, and I dared to cut her off by hanging up. I called her several times after, and she ignored me. I have left her alone until now. She sent me an extremely long email telling me how disrespectful I was and that I better change my ways. While reading this email, I thought I was going to cry. Aww. I had to read it in pieces because it upset me so much. I shared it with my sister and she did cry. Apparently, she's become more religious in the last few months, and it really shows in this email. Here's my equally as long draft email response. My husband is telling me not to respond. Honestly, that's usually the best way. Abraham Lincoln would send letters, or he would write letters and then not send them, because writing letters half of the emotional release, or maybe like 75%. So I shouldn't ignore hers. Like, treat others the way you want to be treated and so on. Do I want to make up? No, but saying the door is open makes me out to be the better person. I want to write about all the hurt she has inflicted on me, but that would have been a 15-page essay. I want to talk about how she talks to my cousins, aunts, uncles, and in-laws about me being childless in the attempt that will talk to me about it. Since I won't listen to her, maybe I'll listen to others. I know for a fact she's currently trying to manipulate my grandfather, but my grandpa is holding her off, not wanting to be involved in her BS. I want to talk about how the first contact I had from her in months was this evil email where she told me that because I'm disrespectful in her eyes, I'm going to hell. That's whack. This isn't a letter to reconcile or even an, oh, I miss you, let's not fight, can we please move on, I love you, but a throw gasoline and burn it until not even ashes remain kind of email. How she thinks this email will solve anything or make me change my mind is beyond me. So Mama sent an email that's like, I don't know, unspeakable, basically. I can't imagine what she's trying to achieve other than getting me to respond. Maybe I shouldn't respond. Maybe she's so mad that I haven't crawled back to her that she's attempting to provoke a response. Should I send this email? I'm going to visit my hometown soon after 2 years, and I will not be visiting her house. It's sad that I won't be able to see my siblings, but they understand. I just spoke to my sister, and she said that Mom confiscated her phone and laptop and was looking through it. She has gone full psycho. This is the last time I'm going to talk to her until she changes her ways. If she tries to force a confrontation, I will leave. I'm definitely not dealing with this narcissistic behavior anymore. I'll update if anything big happens. By the way, something big has just happened, and it's our podcast that releases every day on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere you get podcasts. So listen to OK Storytime wherever you get podcasts. But we got a little bit more. I kind of knew I shouldn't send the email, but I really need to get my thoughts out there. My parents don't do emotions. I vividly remember at 8 years old being upset by something and crying in front of them, and they ignored me, continuing to watch TV. I learned early on that crying doesn't work. It wasn't until after I wrote the email and was writing this post that I thought, what is she hoping to accomplish? That I realized all she wanted was a reaction. So Mama isn't actually trying to solve anything. She just wants you to be mad.
Of course. Of course not.
Thank you for all the people that mentioned the gray box method. What's that? I had never heard of it, but I had been following it my entire life. It recommended short one-word answers, non-committal. So I'm going to reply back with, I see, that's nice, or okay, nice hearing from you. I'll reply on Friday, give it a few days. And at 2, I ended up not replying at all. I realized that I was hoping that if I gave her a short one-word reply, I would drive her crazy. I wanted to hurt her. And I don't want to be that kind of person. Let it be and live my life.
Wow.
Wow.
Dang. That's the end?
That's the end. So it looks like OP is kind of taking the high road at the end of the day.
That's good.
Which is kind of good. After getting an email, like what it seems like she got, like I think that's the best move.
Yeah, and I mean, to the mom, it's not that big of a deal. This feels like
it's
so
not that
blown
deep.
out of proportion.
Yeah.
From like on the mom's side.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, this has been a beautiful stream, y'all. I've missed you. And it's always great to be here. So, if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.